to never freeze on. But to be fair, freeze on does not. Yo, Iris is dying. What's clapping, everybody? Welcome to Anime Intervention. This is episode 32. I'm your host, BMG, here with my co-host, Clean Bean. What's clapping? What's clapping?
Watching anime here and there.
That's what's up. I'm joined by producer Iris behind the camera. We also got JoJo behind the camera over there, chilling. And we got a topic for today. I actually was saving this topic for a little bit because I don't know if you remember, we did discuss the sub versus. You better silent that phone.
My bad.
Damn.
Fault by fault.
Damn, silent that shit.
fault.
What the fuck? Yeah, like on set and
My
everything.
My bad.
All right. As I was saying though, we discussed this before. The topic for today, guys, is sub versus dub. And we're also going to sprinkle in some manga there too, because I think that is also a preference that people have. We talked about this before when we were speaking about, this is way long ago. Like, I feel like it was episode maybe 15, maybe even before that. It might have been like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
We were talking about, translation being an issue and why that could be a reason why people prefer sub over, dub, because there could always be some lapses in translation. But I thought we should open up the conversation and actually have like a deep dive episode about it, because I think it's like really important in a way. Because it literally steers the way forward for the rest of the anime community, if you think about it. So let me ask you before we, actually dive deep into it. When you started watching anime, was it dubbed or was it sub? Like, and I'm talking about like the first anime that you ever watched, it was dubbed or sub.
The first anime I ever watched was in dubbed.
So it was dubbed.
Angel Beats.
So Angel Beats wasn't dubbed. Okay.
Yeah, it was in dubbed. I didn't watch it. I didn't get around to watching anything in sub until like a good 5 animes in, and that was because like sometimes the dub wasn't available for a certain anime, which is another thing that I believe kind of benefits the sub. But I got used to the dub. I didn't mind doing it because you were able to multitask. You were able to watch what you wanted, or you can eat. You can maybe I don't know. You're doing work, and maybe you miss something, okay, here and there. But majority of the time, you're pretty much attentive and can also do something else on the side. But if you're in sub, you're missing context here and there if you are multitasking, and you really have to be kind of like into it. If it makes sense. Paying attention to the subtitles and making sure that you read it correctly, along with perceiving it correctly.
So if you, and we're gonna start off this question like immediately. Like, if you were to say like is sub better than dub, or is dub better than sub, which would you pick, and how would you sort of, I guess, defend that argument?
Oh, it's sub.
Oh yeah, 100% sub.
It's sub. No offense to dub out there, but like the main reason why it's sub is because of the actors. There are really good English dubbed actors for sure. I can name a few, like, Goku's English dub voice actor. You can do Roxas's, because he voices a lot of people. He voices Scorpion, even for Mortal Kombat. Mm-hmm. Mortal Kombat X, I believe.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of big names too, like
a bunch of big names.
I'm trying to think.
And even think about iconic Naruto's voices, even though it's
Steve Blum. He does Spike.
Oh, that's Spike?
Yeah. Is it Blum or Blum?
I think so.
I think it's Blum. I'm just gonna say it's Blum. But yeah, he does Spike, and he I think he did Yamcha too. I don't know. He's pretty notable. Okay. He's pretty notable. So there's many really good English voice actors, but it's like hard to compete in a world that is kind of like translated from a different language.
It's very hard to compete because, one, not everything that you're saying is as accurate as it is, like, compared to what it was written. But like, also, I feel like there's a lot more emotion that's done with the Japanese actors, because it feels like they put their soul on the line whenever they just speaking. It's crazy. Like Nanami's voice actor, JJK, perfect example. I'm like, this man is just perfection. Like, he has a crisp voice that's like it fits him with the character. Like he looks like he's soulless in a
Yeah,
way.
yeah. And it's there's a bunch of them too. Like, this is a call out to one of my friends, coworkers from back then. He actually left the job, but Zion, he brought this up to me when he was rewatching, not rewatching, but he was watching Attack on Titan for the first time. He was like, "Yo, that one scene where Grisha, Aaron's dad,
Mm.
is like screaming to the heavens, like, Aaron, Aaron, is this what you wanted? And he's like putting his soul, heart and soul into it. And Zion was like, he was like, yeah, man, like I went back and watched it in dub, and then I had to go rewatch it in sub again. I was like, there is such a big difference, such a huge difference. And call out to our boy Jason. He even mentions this as well with solo leveling because he doesn't watch too much anime. He likes to sprinkle some here and there.
Mm.
But he watched solo leveling in subbed obviously because he knows what the trend is. And then he was like, you know what? I love this show. I wonder how it's going to be in dub. He watched it in dub. He was like, see, now the dub actor, the VA, he's pretty good. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, his voice is really good. Like he could actually hit it. But when you compare him to the VA, a Japanese VA, you're like, whoa, what is this? What is this comparison? Like there's such a different level of emotion here. And I think part of that has to do with the connection that is rooted within the Japanese culture. I could be wrong here, but like if you think about actors in real life, right? Actors when they get into the moment, when they feel the character, when they literally embrace the character as who they are,
Mm.
it's even easier for them to perform, right?
Yeah, because they're connected.
Exactly. I'm not trying to say that English voice actors don't do the same thing, but I feel like it's easier to connect a Japanese character to something that's literally innately Japanese. You know what I mean? It it just makes sense for me. Obviously, with Sung Jin-woo's case, it's not really Japanese. It's literally Korean. But even then, like that sort of Asian tied root, I think is really important. Um, some of the Chinese shows too, like honestly, I haven't watched any of them, but like there's a lot of big hitting Chinese shows that are out right now. Same thing with
Yeah.
I forgot the name. What's the name of that show? Oh, so there's Lord of Mysteries. That's the one
Oh,
I
yeah, that's
keep
coming.
hearing people talk about
Yeah,
that
they
one.
keep on talking about.
There's something big here. Is it no
Hmm?
My Hero? No, it's not My Hero. It's something Hero X.
Oh, to be
Yeah,
a hero.
To Be a Hero. Yeah. That one.
Yeah, that
That
one.
one. I heard that one's really good too. And there's another. There's a couple of them that are hitting where people are like, yo, this animation here is crisp. But then there's people who are saying, yo, the animation is crisp and everything, but the story is like kind of lackluster, you know.
Uh,
And then in addition to that, nobody wants to really hear. They're so used to hearing Japanese, so once they start hearing a different language, it's like, whoa, whoa,
it's like,
guys,
whoa, wait a minute.
whoa.
But I'm like, listen, calm down. It's just enjoy it.
It's just a part of it. Just read the subtitles. But subtitles, it's funny because the Chinese anime subtitles move really fast because they're talking, they're speeding. Um, but yeah, no. Back to the topic of sub versus dub. Like that, if you could pick an anime right now that you think dub really hits with, what would you pick?
Mm. Okay. This is gonna be controversial because for some reason I know that people do not like Luffy's voice actor for dub, and I
I
don't
disagree.
know why.
I
I
disagree.
just don't understand it. But
I disagree.
I really like One Piece dub
I
in
have it.
general.
I have it on my list. I'm the same way. There's a reason why. There's a bunch of reasons why, but like, just speaking on the voice actors themselves, I think they actually connect with the characters and they bring them out like, really really well. But
Yes,
continue.
I do think that they bring them out very well. But One Piece dub is just funny as hell. I'm not gonna lie, it is funny as hell, and that's the good thing about dub is that you're able to kind of be creative at certain points because obviously you don't have that much of a window to really speak. But if you do, sometimes you can add in like things here and there to like spice it up.
Kind of
Um,
like that one episode. I noted it down because I had to watch. I had to figure out what episode it was. Episode 421. Y'all want to check this out in One Piece. Watch it in dub if you haven't. But that specific episode is right when Luffy's going with Robin, not Robin,
Hancock.
Hancock
I
to
remember
impel
now.
down, right? And they're on the boat, and she has to keep Luffy hidden, and she's feeding Luffy. She's getting the food from the Navy, and she's like literally, "This is not enough food. This is not enough." And then Luffy's eating, and the door's closed and everything, but it sounds like she's the one who's doing the eating, and then there's somebody who's like literally in the back, a Navy
Yeah.
officer, just recording. He's like,
You heard him burp.
he heard a burp. He's like, I kind of like women who can eat. This is this is a bit of a turn on.
Then I'm like,
But
what the?
I'm like, I was like, did he really say this in yo? And I had to, and I'm like, yo, he really dropped that joke in there. Whose idea was this? And I'm over here. I had to pause it. I was like, did he really just say this? I went back. I was like, he really did.
He really
And he's like,
did.
we'll have to investigate further. I'm like, investigate what? Investigate what? Like, what are you talking about? Yo,
And they be saying the wildest things. The funny part,
yo, saying that One Piece continues to do it.
yeah.
Remember that one episode? This is later on when they get to the war.
Oh, you're talking about with Aokiji.
Yeah, when Aokiji freezes the freaking like when Whitebeard he does his like I forgot what the move is called, but he basically like shatters the realms of the earth, and the waves tsunami comes up, and Aokiji freezes it,
Mhm.
and then when it's breaking apart, I forgot what this Navy officer said, but it was the funniest thing.
I think it was like,
He was like,
oh, that's just overboard.
yeah, he's just like, just that's just overkill. Yes,
That's not overkill.
He's like, that's just overkill. What the hell? And I'm over here like, yo, the commentary of the Navy officers, and I was having a conversation with my boy Sid from work. I was like, yo, the exposition that they do when it comes to One Piece, and like sort of gassing up these vice admirals, these admirals, and just basically showing how powerful they are is the coolest thing. Because they'll be sitting there like, yo, how did he do that? Like, they'll just say some wild shit that just makes it look even more awesome and sound even more awesome. Just hearing them talk them up is just so cool. It was like, yo, dude, uh, freaking, that's Doflamingo. And Doflamingo's like walking by. It's like, yo, have you heard, bro? Doflamingo just like murdered 10 people or something. Something along those lines
With
where
the
they're like
water
literally
walk.
gassing. Yeah, he's doing the walk, and Kuma's right behind him, and he's like, yo.
My goodness, bro. How do you walk sideways but move forward at the same time? Like, what is your axis on, man? Seriously, that he moving slanted. He just like
Call it the crab walk, bro. Call it the crab walk.
crab walk.
Nah, but yeah, and this is where the conversation for me I think leans to more towards dub, where it's like that's one of the dubs where I felt like it was just a hit. Same thing with Naruto. Honestly, a lot of the older era anime really do hit when it comes to dub. Like even if you watch Samurai Champloo in dub, really well done dub. Um, Cowboy Bebop in dub, really well done. Like
Trigun.
Trigun in dub, really well done. All of those oldie anime, they hit hard in dub. Now, uh, obviously Naruto's long running, but even the VAs in Naruto, they feel well rooted to the characters as well. I don't know if you agree.
Oh no, for sure. I do believe that they kind of match their voices with the character itself. Like Shikamaru sounds like, the guy that's like, oh, what a drag. Like
he literally does sound like Shikamaru.
he sounds like he would be that type of person. Naruto literally sounds exactly what his face looks like.
Mhm.
That makes sense to me. So like her being the voice actors of Naruto is like perfect.
It's W.
It's W. A lot of the main characters in a lot of animes, especially in shonen, are actually women that actually put on the perfect performance to match the energy of the protagonist. So it's pretty well done. Who else do I think matches really well?
Well, I really like same like anime, bro. When it comes to the oldies, Bleach. Like I said, the big three, every single dub, like it just seems like it meshes perfectly well with the big three. I can't like unless we can find a really bad example from one of the big three of a moment where the VAs just don't do a good job. I would love to know because I can't think of one.
Kenpachi is not a bad one.
Not that one, yeah,
Not
but
a bad one.
Kenpachi
But like
is a hit. Like what? Like who?
I think he dropped one sentence when he was like fighting two captains, Kaname and oh my goodness, what's the fox's name? Why am I?
You're blanking,
Yeah,
but
but like, oh, Komura. Or,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. They're fighting, and he just he's just like, I need to fight them two along with their lieutenants at the same time. And at one point, I think he was just like, reincarnate yourself so I can kill you all over again. I was like,
It's like, hello? Wait, what? Didn't he also make a
Not
cold ass line to Ichigo where it was like, uh, something along the lines of, like, I hope you live long enough to get the rust off my sword or
oh
some shit.
yeah, oh yeah. And he was like,
It's like
he said, "You better live long enough to take the rust off this thing," or something like
something
that.
like
That
that. I'm
was
like,
like, what the hell?
Kenpachi, that's a cold ass line.
Like,
And this is
damn,
in English, bro. This is in dub. I'm like, yo, chill.
damn, my
Um,
bad. You didn't have to roast him that hard.
that
Like,
you
damn.
did not have to. Did not. And to be fair, we've said this before on the Ichigo episode, on the Bleach episode with JoJo. Like literally, Ichigo gets his ass clapped the entire show. So I walked in and you were rewatching Bleach, and I was like, oh, there goes Ichigo getting his ass clapped by Grimjow again.
Yep, absolutely whopped. I've
uh,
never seen him get clapped by a
and
one-handed
he
person.
and he didn't even like transform either, and he was still clapping himself.
Didn't even transport.
But yeah, man, the dub is good. Yeah, I did write down here that the VAs, even the VAs on the sub side, they feel more authentic and they feel superior. But there obviously are those exceptions that in dub that just really stand out. And this is where I want to bring this up in the conversation of the new gen anime, because I think this is important, because we're talking about old gen anime. What about new gen anime? How does that relate? We were just speaking about how Jason said the the difference between solo leveling and in sub and dubbed was a clear cut, right? I watched part of like Don in English, and
Huh?
I was like, wait a minute. I was like, what's going on here? I was like, and maybe it's just because I'm used to sub, but I really just didn't think that the characters were coming out as much as they did in sub. And I don't know if you agree. The people in the comments, let me know. But
I agree.
it, and that's what I'm saying. New gen, like, I have to do some more comparisons. Maybe I'll do some more comparisons just to see. But everything that I've done so far in terms of comparing, even when Freeman was dubbed, and I was listening to some of the sub with Free, I think Freeman, the character, the VA for the Freeman character for dub, I think she's good. Same thing with Himmel. That was
Oh,
VA. I thought they were good VAs. I just didn't think that the emotion resonated as much when you compare it to the sub.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh, Demon Slayer is another one that I mentioned. Like, I mean, it's not like new, but it's still I consider new gen. I tried watching it in dub, does not hit the same. It just doesn't. Like even the Red District when Tanjiro is screaming.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the sub just hits different, bro. Like it's another level of intensity. Like I feel like I'm the one that's getting stabbed. I feel like I'm the one that's burning, or it's someone that's died, or like I feel the sorrow. Like I'm literally within the actual media, the actual, like come on now.
Yeah, I was seeing those memes that are just like, how do you know so much about this thing in an anime? It's just like, because I was there. It's just the edit of the person.
It's like I was there.
I was there.
Like I was in that.
Yeah, so you're telling me that you were right by Naruto's swing? Why didn't you do anything? You're telling me you left him there alone? Yeah.
Wait, I try and get bullied.
Hit by that tree.
You let Neji die?
Bro, I ain't trying to die too.
Yo,
He had to go.
He had to go is crazy. Yo, unneeded death. But yeah, no, yeah, Demon Slayer. I never heard the dub for Demon Slayer and yeah, be jealous. I kind of am not like terminally on the internet. Like there's people who are terminally online when it comes to like scrolling on reels. Usually not much for me. So I usually kind of like never see a lot of the memes that fly by related to. And there's some good memes too. Like people will send them to me. I'm like, oh, this shit's actually kind of funny.
Well, I'm just like, wait, hold on. It's like a good B anime? 2025? I'll take it. I'll take it.
I'll take it. And that's honestly that's one of the reasons why, and this is why social media I think is a really good platform to have. That's one of the reasons why my best friend Jason even wanted to watch Freeman, is because he saw the clip of Freeman, and this was, keep in mind, this was in dub. He saw the clip of Freeman telling what's her name to kill herself.
Oh yeah. I know it's
Yeah. In dub. And he was like, yeah, I'm gonna need to watch this. I was like, yeah. So social media, I think, is doing a great job with that. Quick side note, one of the pages that we follow, Anime Flow, they posted a picture was comparing all the views that Netflix had for a specific anime, and it had Sakamoto Days at the top.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, I did see that.
'Cause-
Sakamoto Days was at the top. Of the
Yeah, and I was like, I wasn't expecting that because I feel like, Solo Leveling is on Netflix as well, and it didn't do as well in terms of views when related to Sakamoto Days. Because Solo Leveling is literally number 5 on the list. To be fair, Solo Leveling isn't on Netflix. Correct me. It's not on Netflix. It's actually on Crunchyroll. So there's Crunchyroll.
Oh yeah.
Then there's Don is on. It's on Netflix and Crunchyroll, right? And then Apothecary Diaries is on Crunchyroll, but Apothecary Diaries is also on. Apothecary Diaries is also on Netflix though, but they only have, I think it's like the first season. So they were behind, right? Mashal.
I see.
Mashal is second on the list.
Mashal is second on the list.
Yeah,
Like the second
So, yeah,
season
it
or
is-
the first season?
honestly, I'm not too sure. It says 7.9 million hours watched, and then it's kind of absurd how Sakamoto Days is at 24.4 million hours watched. That is literally practically triple,
I'm trying.
more than triple of the second place Mashal, and everything else is below that. Now, obviously, this is only Netflix, guys. We gotta consider that as well. But like,
No, but that's what concerns me. Is like the Mashal had that big giant hit with the opening, and it popped all over TikTok where multiple people were doing it. Not even the anime fans. Were
that's
doing
what I'm saying. Like, because it's Netflix, but you gotta keep in mind that doesn't include TikTok and doesn't include like all the other
okay.
forms of media that are gonna push that type of anime. And then they're probably not gonna go to Netflix to watch it, or they'll go to Crunchyroll. If not Crunchyroll, they'll probably find some other illegal method to do it, like most people do. But I don't know what the numbers are in relation to sub and dub, but I feel like most people who that's wild because I've seen a lot of people saying the Sakamoto Days is mid.
Yeah.
Honestly, I ain't gonna lie to you. Second season is hitting right now. Like, I thought the first season was a little mid. Like, it started off really strong, but then it started going mid. But then the second season, I started watching. I was like, yo, some of these fights. Yo. But, yeah. I don't know. Sub and dub, it's something. I actually, back to my notes here. I think that if I had to pick a favorite dub right now, it would probably just be the One Piece dub.
Okay, I can respect that.
What would you pick for favorite dub?
Oh man, I can go the traditional route of ghost stubs, ghost stories.
Ghost Stories dub.
I could go the.
I think the reason why I give you a pass for that is because remember that one time I was just in my room just chilling, playing some video games, and you walked in and you had this look on your face. You're like, Brandon, you gotta watch this scene. and you pull up, and it's the one scene where I forgot what she was. Oh, the little girl.
Oh no!
Little girl was talking smack to this. I forgot what she said, but she said something absolutely diabolical.
Was it to her
Was
little
it
brother?
her? To a little brother. Yeah, to a little brother.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my god, I hope you were adopted or something.
Yeah.
Die. And I was like, wait, what is going on?
I was like,
here?
what is happening in this show?
Oh my goodness.
Yo. And that wasn't even like, that was like the lightest thing that happened in the show. Like, it was worse.
It was worse.
So the fact that it was in dub, I feel like added extra to that comedy. And because they lean more into that comedic sense, it made the dub more like authentic.
Yeah, and made it way more authentic. And you had a lot of people that were like pushing the boundaries. Like, don't get me wrong, there was like a lot of times, certain comments was like, okay, we're stereotyping. What are you doing?
Didn't they make like a black joke or something?
Yeah, they were like, think of a black man chasing you. I'm like, the I mean, like, I did 11.7 in a 100 meter, but like, that's it, bro. Like,
that's still pretty kind of fast though. But yeah, no, that dub was actually pretty wild. So I give it to you. I think that favorite is actually a good favorite.
yeah, nice.
Yeah, for me, it's gonna have to be One Piece. But if I had to pick collectively, it would just be all the old gen.
Okay.
But yeah, no. Speaking on now, this is where I want to bring manga into the conversation because this is where preferences come in, right? Because we were speaking about why people would prefer to actually watch dubbed over sub, and it's because of the easy access, right? Because you're able to watch it while doing other things, as you said before.
Yes.
And what that takes away from is the cultural aspect that the sub brings to the table. They might have honorifics that are, we mentioned before, honorifics that are related to respect that we might not see in a dubbed sense because their words literally have respect in them,
Yes.
while we don't have respect in our words. It's more so how we tone ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like you wouldn't walk up to somebody and be like, "Hey, how was your day?" You wouldn't do that.
Yeah, got some episodes.
Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you wouldn't yell at them, or you wouldn't say something that would make it seem rude, right? But if you take that same sentence and you, not even the same sentence, but if you insert a word in there that's supposed to be respectful, it's supposed to be meaningful, then that is an attachment to the sub that the dub does not have. Alex Lee. Well, to be fair,
Yeah.
like I said, Alex Lee being popular will pull people to the dub. Producer's got a good point.
He is pretty popular, and he has done some reels.
And to be fair, if like let's say Cowboy Bebop's VA, what's his name, Steve Blum. Let's say he does a show sometime next year. I guarantee you, there will be people that will say, "Hey, no sub, we're watching it in dub."
There is.
Yeah, I guarantee.
I will say, there are a couple of times where some people don't like the sub version also of a character.
That's
They
true.
think that it's a very annoying. Like,
Well, it's just because of the voice.
yeah,
They'll
it's
still
literally
find
just
it-
because of the voice, like it's high pitched. Like I know people had problems with Goku's VA, and I was like, damn, why you doing?
I
that?
mean, I can see why, especially if you were growing up watching well, if you're on the American side of things, right? If you grew up watching like old Funimation Goku, like back in the day Goku kind of thing, where it's like, oh, this is our Goku, this is English Goku, and then they can't even watch Super and dub yet because it's not caught up to the sub, so they're gonna watch the sub, obviously. Completely different from what One Piece is doing now, which is why I think One Piece is winning, is because they're simulcasting the sub and the dub at the same time. They had to catch up to each other first. That's why they stopped the sub in the first place. Is because the dub needed to catch up to the sub, and then once it's there, they're both coming out at the same time. So there's no discrepancy. Nobody has to worry about going to watch the sub over the dub.
That's good.
Will we see that more going forward? I think so, because that simulcasting happens with shows on a regular basis.
Yeah, that is true. It does happen with those. Like, I mean, it's happening more often because shows are getting shorter. But like, still, I feel like if you do that, you can now raise popularity in the dub and in the sub as well. When you have it happening at the same time, and then you have the reels, you have the social media, a lot of people start to gain a lot of traction. Like, for example, Todoroki's voice actor, English voice actor, he had he interacted with a fan that also had a similar scar, like an actual birthmark. I don't know if it was a birthmark or a scar, but like it was like right on the same spot as the actual character. And then that kid went to I believe one of the cons, and he was there, and they interacted and they shared photos, and he's like, saying hi. Those type of interactions, if we can keep on having those along with the sub, it's gonna grow. And you're gonna have more people that are gonna be attached to the dub, and if their performances are just as good, or if they raise their performances just as the sub did, you're gonna have a lot more people gravitating towards it. At least in my opinion.
No, I agree. I think we should do a poll when we post this episode. We should ask people, like, what do you watch? You watch sub or dub? Kind of get like a general. It would be a kind of general poll, because if you think about it, our community is not that big, but there's still a lot of them in there that I feel like prefer sub, because I'd say a lot of the really hardcore anime watchers tend to prefer sub, only because that is the more realistic and more authentic option. Friends that we have that are not really anime watchers, they're probably going to prefer the dub, because that's pretty much all they watch. That's all they consume. They don't really watch much subtitle shows and stuff like that. I remember people complaining about the show. So the show Shogun, it's not even anime, bro, but Shogun is a highly acclaimed show. I watched it. It was really great. Obviously, there's a remake, but like, That's a legendary show that got pushed heavy in the face of the media, and people were complaining. They were like, I don't want to read subtitles. You could just turn the dub on. You don't have to actually read subtitles. But it's more authentic. People were telling you watch it because it's more authentic.
Yeah. Plus, there's the fact that the dub. I mean, sometimes it goes longer than the actual person is speaking with, like, their mouth and how they're moving. So
Oh
like,
yeah, yeah.
it's like
watching K dramas with the with the dub on. And I'm hearing. I'm like, yo, why
it's
is
like
why are their lips moving like that?
I'm never doing that again. I'm never doing
It's
that
like,
again.
what did they say? Like what? Honestly, I think that's the most off-putting thing, like seeing something, because it makes me think that the audio is just not right on the track. It's like, imagine being an editor, imagine being Iris, and just like, you're just watching a show, and you see lips moving, and the words do not match the lips that are moving. You're like, wait a minute, what the fuck is going on here? I automatically shoot myself in the head. Like,
It's just like, wait a minute. There's words, but the mouth is closed. Like, what are we doing here
right now?
What are we doing here?
Yeah.
Audio issues make me want to excommunicate myself from this earth.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I feel like audio issues are like the most annoying thing to deal with.
I will go with you.
No, I don't know if that's a good idea. But yeah, no. There was one more point I wanted to make before we actually talk about the manga. When you watched One Piece dubbed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what episode it was that you stopped because the dub stopped and the sub wasn't there?
It was.
I mean, the sub was there, but the dub wasn't caught up.
It was like 300 and something. It was literally right when 320-ish or around there. It was right when before they met Brooke. It's literally the episode before they meet Brooke and you actually like converse with him. Because Brooke was never got that English dub until like later on. You didn't even hear who the voice actor was, and I remember who that English voice actor was, but I can't pinpoint. I've heard of it, that English voice actor before.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was there for like a while, just sitting.
I think that's the big thing, because they had the dub stop for a good bit, and the sub was pretty far ahead. I think the sub was around like 500, 600 by that point. But I can't remember. All I know is that when I switched over to the sub, One Piece was literally just finishing up with the war. They just started the time skip right after, and they were going to Mermaid Island. Yeah. So when they were just getting there, that's when I switched over from. No, I didn't switch over from dub to sub. That's when the sub stopped. So I knew that the sub stopped right there for that break, and then it came back. I think it was for the manga to obviously do his thing. I think it was around like, was it 2011? I don't know which year it was, but it was somewhere around there. If you think about it, how many episodes One Piece has right now? 1,000, 1,100, 1,500? Not 1,500. It's like 1,170 or something like that. Yeah. So yeah, like 700 episodes ago.
Damn.
So yeah, we're not going to see those discrepancies anymore. So yeah, manga. Manga is, for me, I think, a little different because, well, obviously it's a different medium entirely because you're literally consuming it. Same thing with comics. You're consuming it in a way that's more so related to your progress. You can pause a show, yes, but like you can read manga in a different way. You know what I'm saying? Like you're progressing through the manga at your own pace, not at the pace that the show is dictating. You see what I'm saying? Completely different. But the reason I want to bring this up is because this is a preference that I believe people are starting to lean more into now. Like I'm starting to see that people are like, oh, I got to read the manga now because it's just too much of a wait for the rest of the show to come out. I fall into this category too. See, you haven't hit that yet. I don't think you've ever, have you dabbled?
I mean, I've dabbled, but like it's not like it's anything heavy. I've always tried to like be as patient as possible, and if like it doesn't come out with it the next few months or so, or doesn't catch up, or maybe like it lags behind, I can always watch something else, put it on hold, and then just eat my time up that way.
I understand that. Yeah, I think that that's something that most people don't really think of because they are so impatient. And I think that impatience is obviously rooted in the fact that we have very short attention spans. My attention span might be longer than most people's, but like just in general, like the regular attention span these days is just too short. People would just be swiping and swiping and swiping and swiping. They don't give a fuck. So they don't have the time to wait around. They just like, oh, I need this now. Um, I'd say, like I said before, I'm part of that category, but I'm not like deeply rooted in that category. For example, I don't read manga for everything that I watch because if I did that, trust me, I'd be reading manga all day. Um, but like, I think I have what, like maybe 500 and something shows under my belt. Like if I read every single source material for that list, I'd be going insane right now.
Mm.
So I obviously, I handpick a few here and there that I think are really good to read ahead for because they just hooked me so well. You want to guess a few of them? I'll give you the opportunity to guess a few of them.
Probably slime.
Yeah, that's one. Good,
That's
good
one.
guess. Good guess.
One Piece.
That's another.
One Punch Man.
That's also another. Yeah, yeah. Well done. Well done.
I feel like you did. What's Nishoko Tensei?
Yeah, I did do that. Yes. How did I tell you that? I might have mentioned it.
I think you might have mentioned
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I gotta use my brain here.
But you're good. You've covered a good bit of them. You're getting there. Can you think of any recent shows that I might have dabbled into the manga for?
Well, One Piece, that's pretty self.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, yeah.
For Nishoko Tensei, I think you probably like I think maybe How Big the World is getting in there, maybe? I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
And then for Slime is one of your favorite shows, and you do want to see probably how powerful he gets, along with how he manages his, well, area, his kingdom.
See, the thing is, slime is a little more multi-level because like there's the manga, but then there's also the light novel, and then there's a web novel too. So there's both, but the the novel's still going. So the manga is actually not caught up to the novel, and the anime is not caught up to the manga. So it's like just layers of just stuff that I'm missing. So technically there is another level to this, which would be in the case of light novel, there will be the source material of the light novel that comes into the play. But I'm not gonna dabble with that because I feel like I like to read manga only because of the fact that I can help. It helps me visualize. See, when you're reading a book, you're left to visualization through interpretation, and through comprehension. Sometimes that comprehension is not up to par with the reader's so-called display. So that's why I like manga personally for me. Same thing like reading a comic book. It feels like it's you're getting all those pictures and then putting them in your head instead of actually creating the pictures. You know what I mean?
I understand.
Obviously, it doesn't mean I don't have an imagination. It's just I prefer that. So yeah, no, you're right. There's those. I also did Vinland Saga, but I didn't catch up to it yet.
Ooh.
And then I did the two recents that I did. Solo Leveling. I obviously went and read the manhwa for that. I read all the way to the end of Solo Leveling. Ragnarok is out, but I didn't read that. Then there's Kaiju number 8. That's the other bigger one that I read.
Okay, that makes sense because it's like right there. It's pretty short and done. So.
And there's one other that I actually read recently that I didn't think I was gonna read, but I went back to it because I rewatched the show, Knights of Sidonia. That's on Netflix. So that was an adaptation that came from a manga. I'm not too sure if there was a light novel for that one either, but I read that manga all the way to finito, till it finished, and yeah, pretty well done, pretty good. That was actually one of the cosplay ideas too. I was planning on doing what's his name from Knights of
That
Sidonia.
would have been a fire.
Because the suits are fire. The suits are fire. I like those suits. Would have been cool, but nah. I'm going to Dr. Stone. You already know.
For sure.
But yeah. So I guess my suggestion to you would be if you are ever going to dabble in the manga space, you'd have to pick something that you have to see what happens next, like immediately. Like you just are itching. Now, the thing with that though is that you're gonna have to find out where exactly which chapter you have to start reading from because obviously the anime and and the chapters in the manga or manga, they're not one to one.
Yeah. And not one to one. It's not like, oh, one chapter equals one episode. That's not the case. Sometimes it'll be 1.5 or, here and there.
Yeah,
Depends.
exactly. So it would really just depend on it if you're actually feeling up to it. But it doesn't take it's not too hard to actually search it up. People always put that stuff on Reddit or just in general AI will do it for you. Just like search up it, yo, what chapter is the second season of this up to or whatever, et cetera, et cetera. And you just use that to go read it. That does bring me to another conversation. But before I do get to that one, I just wanted to ask producer Iris, what was your first manga that you read? Did you?
The first manga I read, it was either I think it was Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh?
I think it was Yu-Gi-Oh.
Mm.
I read a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh GX.
Shit. Yeah, okay.
That's some.
And you enjoyed it though, right? It was good?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up. See, I feel like manga, it does have like a special place in my heart, but it's not quite there when it comes to anime. Like I feel like anime kind of it brings out the emotion a little bit better, personally for me, only because I'm getting stimulated by all my senses. I'm hearing and I'm also seeing, which helps me feel even more, you know?
Mm.
But back to what I was saying with the conversation. Illegal sites.
You say
I'm
about
not,
that?
yeah, legal sites.
Legal
I'm not,
sites.
I'm not talking about triple XX, okay? Listen, I'm
wait,
talking,
wait. Triple XX what?
I'm not talking, I'm not talking about X videos. I'm not talking about PH.
Oh, okay.
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 I'm talking about
That's
legal
enough.
sites.
That's enough.
Because
That's
listen, if you go down,
He meant XX tricky.
XXX tricky. That's crazy.
XX tricky. That's what he meant.
Yo,
That's what he meant.
I'm out here
He didn't mean
snowboarding.
That's what he meant.
It's 3-2. Okay. Nah, like it's crazy because we were literally in Texas the other week and I tried to search. I was like, oh, let me see if that actually works. Literally search it up. It says, hey, so you got to confirm your identity. I was like, so they were right. But yo, oh man. Did you know that I checked? I checked. I had to. I had to confirm.
Told me you checked. That's the
Oh yeah, I did. I was like, I had to check. I had to confirm for sure. But back to the conversation of illegal sites, bro. I'm no stranger to illegal sites. You know, I dabble here and there. But this is where illegal sites come into. Hey, stop. I know it's funny, but I'm trying to be serious.
I'm trying to be serious too, but damn, what you mean?
How do you expect anyone to take you seriously when you're like, I dabble into illegal sites here and there?
Nah, you're right. I got it. All right, let me lock in. Let me let me lock in. Now, like, so illegal sites. All right, so the reason why I'm bringing this up is because a lot of these sites is what we would use to read the manga, right?
Yeah.
The big issue would be fan translation. Sometimes the fan translation, they decide to take it a little step further where they're going to put in their own spin on certain Japanese words and innuendos to kind of get the things across to the readers. They also do have they'll have like an asterisk or something to basically say, hey, like this means actually this or whatever, et cetera, et cetera. But I do think that sometimes those fan translations could potentially harm the actual manga, because there could be translations that are just so off that when you compare it to the actual legit translation that comes out, it could mean two different things. It could even change the lore, possibly, of something specific. Like Zoro's sword. No, JJK. But did you read the manga for JJK? You got an example for that?
It was something about how limitless works.
No, I'd win is a fan translation.
Oh, was it fan translation?
Oh, for
Mm.
It wasn't a fan translation?
It was.
Yeah, that's what we were doing.
real? The fan translation had limitless as was it different? Different from the regular?
No, the whole thing where he said "Nah, I'd win" came from the fan translation first. It wasn't in the official translation.
Oh. See, I mean, this is interesting because I never read the manga for Jujutsu Kaisen. To be fair, I was actually thinking about stepping it, but I don't know if you think it's a good idea for me to actually to check it out. But I think I might wait until maybe the next season comes out and then read it. But that's an example right there that JoJo gave us. Something that is not necessarily there in the official, but in the fan translation, it's there. Now, is this really going to be like actually impactful for the industry? I doubt it. But like when it comes to authenticity, I can see how that may play a part. And we don't really know what's going on with when it comes to these illegal sites. We don't know if anybody's planning on actually ripping them. They've been trying to take them down for the longest time, but they still exist. The one goes down, another one comes up. It's just how it is. But how does that relate to preference though? Will people prefer to read manga from that specific site? Probably not. They're probably going to try and get the official translation. If they do that, do they prefer the manga because of what I said? Because it's easier to pace yourself with the manga and you get to do it on your own terms? Or are they like me, where I prefer to have the audio and the visual? I don't know.
It's a good question.
It's complex thinking if you really think about it, because the entire anime community spectrum is just, it's stretched.
It's very stretched because you have a lot different subcategories of people that are like kind of stick to the rules of anime, or like quote unquote rules of anime. Like okay, yeah, watch sub, or like we want to make sure that the manga is correctly translated, or we don't no, maybe we want some fan, altering words or altering the connotation behind certain things. Or maybe we want, I don't know, some fan art, or maybe this episode gets, edited, or maybe we get some fan edits, or maybe we just, like, it's a lot of subsections of multiple people branching off and having different preferences, which it's something that I enjoy to see, because I don't want anyone to think that being an anime watcher, you have to stick to one rule.
You're trying to say not one-dimensional.
Not one-dimensional, not like, okay, well, you're an anime watcher, so now you got to watch in sub. Or now you have to watch in dub. Or now you just stop watching shonen anime because, oh, well, I mean, it's just basic and you need to develop your mind. Like, watch whatever the hell that you want to watch. Watch it and whenever you want to watch. Just be mindful of that kind of context that it's set in, if it makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Like, if you're going to do that, then at least realize what comes with it, and the possibility of someone else like just having a different opinion and say like, hey, no, I don't agree with that. Take that out of your mind. You don't have to worry about what anyone else has to say about how you watch it. You watch it in dub, watch it in dub. You watch it in sub, watch it in sub. It is what it is.
I agree. I think that the community in of itself is it's hitting like an evolution phase, because you're aware of this because we see this day in day out with streaming services kind of just like being the I'll call them the problem children. The reason why I'm gonna call them this is because they each have their own specific shows that people want to watch, and it seems like everything's all spread, right? You got to sub to Disney Plus, you got to sub to Netflix, you got to sub to HBO Max. Yep. AMC Plus has their own service. They're making services for goddamn everything. You got Peacock, we got Prime. You got to get all these services. You got Apple TV just to watch all these shows that you really, really think are going to be good. Like, and how do you get to there's trials, right? You try them out. You might be able to watch the show and finish it in time before the trial ends, and then unsub. But like all of these different streaming platforms are causing, I think, problems for the industry in of itself, because everything is now just spread out. And I got to fucking sub to everything. Anime is kind of going in the same route, even though that it's not really the same. Like, if you think about it, Netflix is picking up anime, right? But there's Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll is the next big thing. But Crunchyroll, there are people who go on Crunchyroll and they're like, yo, where the hell is the second season of this? Yeah. Why is this not on here?
There's no
we're
audio
missing
for
like
this.
2 seasons of this show, and you're saying Crunchyroll is like the largest library of anime. You're telling us to come watch anime here, but for some reason you have the latest season of this, but you don't have the 2 pre-seasons before it. Doesn't make any sense. And then you got there's, what's it called, High Dive. You got High Dive. You got there's something else that has Prime has anime.
Prime has anime now?
Prime has anime. Hulu has anime. They they have
Oh yeah,
anime.
Hulu, yeah.
And some of them have anime that aren't on Crunchyroll, and you're wondering like, yo, so I might have to sub to all of these goddamn platforms just to watch it. And this has to do with sub and dub. This is also part of the conversation when you talk about sub versus dub, because sometimes bro, I was trying to get this girl to watch my friend. To be fair, it's my girlfriend now, but hey, pause. I was trying to get this girl to watch Oshino Ko for the longest time, but the moment we get on Netflix, we see Oshino Ko is there, and then we hit play. It plays in dub. She's like, nope, turn it off. I was like,
You're like, no, turn it off.
I was like, and then I was like, wait, let's check and see. Let's see if we can actually change the goddamn let's change the language or something. I'm like clicking the remote and everything. I'm like, wait a minute, there's no other language here. And she's like, turn it off, turn that off. I'm like, so I checked Google. I'm like, so is Oshinoko subbed on Netflix? And they were like, no.
Yeah, your movie night was canceled. Your movie night was canceled. that was the end of the night.
Yo.
A dub watcher in my vicinity? Get the f out of here. You must have lost your mind. It's over.
No way. Yo. Because that's basically, honestly, that's kind of how it went, low key. Like, now that I think about it, now we just watch something else. But yeah, like, just think about that from that perspective. It's like, so where am I supposed to go to watch the show in its original format? You know what I'm saying? It's a little different when you go to, an actual streaming service. Like, honestly, it might have been Crunchyroll that we saw Oshino Ko on, and then it couldn't switch. There was no sub for it. Why is it that Crunchyroll of all places doesn't have a sub for Oshino Ko? Are you thinking? Whatever. Regardless, that is the perfect example that I'm trying to give, where it's like, what are we supposed to do, especially when we're trying to find an authentic experience? If I'm not a dub watcher, I'm a sub watcher, and I can't even watch it in sub in this specific platform. I have to switch over to this platform to watch it here. What is that? You know what I mean?
No, that's true. Like, that is kind of weird seeing like certain services like having an influx of dub compared to sub, and we know that sub, for example, like I remember, but you remember back in the day when like you would watch on YouTube.
What do you mean, like back in the day? Like, what year is that?
I don't know what year.
Back in the day can mean a lot of things to me, man. What year?
Yeah, what, trying to see you a dinosaur?
I'm getting there. I'm just trying not to be.
Okay, got it. Maybe like 2010 or 20 or two. I said
2009 is crazy.
I said
2009
2009
is crazy. So 2009, 2010. To be fair, I wasn't really chronically on YouTube until like 2012, really.
Okay, so 2012. But like,
Personally. That was high school for me though, because I try to stay away from
okay, so that around that time frame, because that was when you would watch the anime episodes, you would get like a part of it, and then you had to find the other part.
Oh yeah.
It was just.
And that's kind of why I had to default to some of those illegal sites. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
it's true. I mean, sites have evolved since then.
Yeah, they evolved already. Yeah.
They've evolved since then.
Oh yeah, that's my old site.
Yo,
That's my old site, bro.
yo, I can't believe you brought up that joke. Yo, y'all don't even know. I might have told y'all this. I might have told Iris this. But there was this one time my mom came into my room, right? And she had to use the computer. She was like, "Can I use your computer for something?" Trying to search something up. So she sat down in my chair, and she looks at the computer screen, and she sees the browser up, and she's search bar. She clicks into the search bar, and she was gonna search something, but it started with a P, right? So she put, was it X? No, I think it's P. She put a P in there, right? And you know how like autofilled? I did not clear no history, so it autofilled right to the site, and then she was like, "What is it, Brandon? What is this?" And then I look at it, I'm like, "Oh, that's my old site, Mom." I didn't even deny it. I was like, "That's my old site."
So what was the new site? Like what you?
That's what she asked.
It's my old site.
Oh man, that shit was funny.
We were on the game too.
I was on the game too, playing
were
the
on
game
the
too,
game.
yo. And you won the game. You you heard it. You heard
I
it.
heard it, I'm like,
You're like, what? This is completely off topic,
It's the
guys.
fact that she really said, like, what's the news site that
Yeah,
relates?
yeah. Yo, it's funny. She had jokes too. It's hilarious, but yeah, man. That's basically it. Personally, for me, like I said, I'm always gonna prefer sub. And what's your preference? Sub as well.
sub as well.
That's just how it is. Listen, y'all, if you prefer sub, dub, or manga, please let us know in the comments. Please tell us why you would love to watch that and read that and do whatever the you do at home at night on the legal sites. And yeah, that's how we're gonna end it for today. This has been Anime Intervention, episode 32. We're out. Deuces.